Alright, so, alright, here we go. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, King Gabe, coming at you, and I'm joined here with Janara Nelons here.
Hey everybody.
And the two of us, we're here to talk about good old Michael. Played, of course, by his nephew, Jafar Jackson, to pretty much bring the legend back to life there for the movie. Yeah, this was quite the movie here. There's almost like they trying to bring Michael to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There, I've actually seen some people put up stuff on Facebook or stuff like that, like Michael will return to Avengers Doomsday and stuff like that. There, yeah, but yeah, it is definitely a good.
Feel like he was Office Michael Jackson.
Oh yes, definitely. Because yeah, but that I guess a few things I could say, before going into the movie. Definitely a great person there. That I kind of could relate to him a little bit there, and what he was going through. So yeah, so,
A lot of his childhood.
yes, yeah, it was definitely a rough childhood there. Yeah.
Yeah. His mom, Catherine, played by Nia Long. She nailed it.
Yes, she did. I actually thought the same thing. Yep. I was that she really impressed me there because I didn't even hear Nia Long. I just heard Catherine.
Yeah.
That's so. Yeah, she really sank into her role. Jafar really got into his role because there's behind the scenes. Jafar has even had like talks about how he got the Michael tone of talk just naturally, like where he could just slip into the voice.
Nail his uncle's accent, nail his uncle's voice.
The what now?
His nephew.
He said, "Do what now with the voice there?"
Well, he's gonna nail his voice because he's his nephew.
Oh yes, but it also took him some practice to get it like not just for the movie, but even like where it could just like feel natural when he would speak there.
Have you heard that he did all that practicing on the dance move? His feet start swelling up.
Yes, I definitely heard about that.
She was in pain and stuff.
Yeah, I heard about that because Michael, the moves for like Michael, those are some moves there. Yeah, so yeah, it takes some practice to get those. Yeah, so props to you, Jafar. Props to you, man. Yeah. You want to share what what all you liked about the movie there, Janara? There.
But all I like about the movie is when he started as a little child, he had a trachea, and his dad was scolding him and stuff.
Mm-mm.
His mom helped him through the fair. Coming home from the part when he practiced. Come home from school practicing with his little brothers and stuff, and his little brother was playing at the dinner table and stuff.
Yeah.
We got along, got together. It was a family thing.
Yeah, it was really hard on them there. I tell you that. Yes.
It was hard on his brother too.
Yeah, some kind of would overdo it there sometime there. Yeah, especially that scene when they came home, and I think it's like, well, they gotta get ready for school in the morning. He's like, "School? No, we get to practicing." I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I mean, I know you want them to do well, but I mean, school is still kind of important, and as well as getting a rest too.
That Joe be working him hard and stuff.
Yeah.
And I like the part when he had a little chimpanzee. After his surgery, did he still have this chimpanzee named Bubbles?
Yeah, the monkey bubbles. Yes, he did have that. Yeah, he definitely had bubbles.
did they bring up the part with Neverland? I like that part too.
I like how they. Speaking of Neverland, I like how they sort of built up to it too. Like they, with the like he was getting the animals, and then he was, the house, and then he was getting other stuff and all that there. Yeah, like how he built up to it. So that they did a really good job with the Neverland build up there. Especially when he was reading Peter Pan too there.
Yeah, never want to grow up.
Yep. Don't. I think a lot of us probably agree with Michael on not wanting to grow up. Yeah. Yeah. It's a bet you Billy probably feel the same way too there.
Yeah. Anything for Billy.
Oh yes. Yeah. Matter of fact, I was actually in a Peter Pan school play there.
Cool.
Yep. Although. Only thing is, I got cast as a lost boy, but I really wanted to play Peter Pan. But I think the reason that I didn't get cast for Peter Pan, I think because at the time that we did the play, I had started getting kind of chubby there, and the costume they had for Peter Pan, I guess he probably felt like it wasn't gonna fit me there.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I really did wish I could have played him though. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm with Michael on the Peter Pan part there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and another one of the things I really liked with Michael, like they showed, what kind of person he was, especially when he grew up and everything, physically grew up.
Soft talk like.
Yes, he was. That's that even impressed me that he had that soft speaking voice, but he could still, like, hey, I mean business about this, like, when he was trying to get himself on MTV and stuff.
I like to cut when he fired his father.
Yes, he did that, yo. Mm-hmm.
For Michael.
Hey,
You put your foot down. Don't let him control you.
Yep. You know who played the guy who he got to fire his father, right?
Yeah.
Who played that guy? Say, good old Mike Myers.
Oh.
Yeah, Shrek. He got. Yeah, but and speaking of, like, with his father putting his foot down, like you say, he actually looked him in the eye at the end of the movie when he said this is gonna be our farewell tour. Because no.
Don't want to still whipping, so you're not whipping those. And Catherine said you're not whipping that boy anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a grown.
Down. You're not doing that. No more whipping.
Mm-hmm.
What Catherine said.
Exactly. Yeah, right on, Catherine. He's a grown.
The boys have their own life. You can't control them. You can't keep them under lock and key anymore.
Mm-hmm. And I think, and that scene also, I didn't think about this before, but you know what that scene also kind of references when she said that to him? You remember the American Dream movie?
Yeah.
When Joe got mad about, like, hey, who left the child in the pool? Who gonna get it? And Captain was like, go to bed, Joe. Go to bed. Yeah. Yeah, I had enough. Yeah.
And you abusing Michael and the boys.
Mm-mm.
It's time for you to stop.
Yep, and that's, like I say, that's definitely, like I say, and that's one reason, Michael, outside the movie, like the real Michael, one thing he said when he actually talked about, the beatings he got, he said he would never lay his hand on a child like that. Yeah, it's not. He would never want to hurt a child there, because the children are so really special to him. Just matter of fact, his love for children is due to he actually looked up to Jesus as a role model because of how Jesus treated the kids. And that was an inspiration to him, was Jesus with the kids. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That, like I say, Michael definitely was WWJD there. Yep, and that. See, another thinking some other things about the movie. Um, they actually, I like some of the origins of the songs too. Like you actually had an origin to Beat It there with the gangs and stuff like that there.
Yeah.
Beat It, and I think like how he first, the first time he did a solo album with, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough for Off the Wall. It's to sort of
What's the feel part?
the what now?
Feel part.
Oh yeah, he had to really get into the mojo and the mood there for it. That's one reason why, like he say, he had to be free to create there. Yeah, and they also and there's a lot of stuff in, like with what Michael went through. Really, I think a lot of people watching this can really probably just relate to, like, even him changing. Like, people gave him so much, like, always complained about why he changed his nose, stuff like that. He was not feeling
Yeah. He
yeah,
didn't like the way he looked.
right. And Joe kind of started it. Yeah, and Joe started it a little bit with the, like, say, go on the ground, big nose.
His carrots.
Hmm. Yeah, and that.
That's part.
So that's why he went through those changes. Yeah, so it's a. That's why I say, parents, y'all be careful what y'all say to your children there, because they can take stuff like that to heart, if you're not careful. And a lot of times that's what results in some of the kids coming out the way they are, because they're acting out certain negative stuff that they've experienced there, and parents be like, well, why are you acting this way? Well, okay, well, what did you do to them in the past? That's something we really got. And like I say, one thing I pray and hope that me and Christina can be good parents in the future, and really, like they say, each generation get better, make good of the next generation. That's the yep. That was definitely a very emotional part of the movie there with him. And any other things that you liked about the movie?
I liked about being united with his brothers.
Oh yeah. Was it? Are you referring to when they came back for the Victory Tour or Motown 25? Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. It seemed like his brothers were on Michael's side, for him to branch out. I mean, even if that, did sort of, maybe in the Jackson 5, they seem. I like that they were still like, yeah, we're gonna go with you, Mike. We're with you on this, Mike.
Yeah.
And they so speaking of the brothers, it's a little small thing I noticed in their meeting after Off the Wall album, when Joe first started talking about, a tour before Thriller. They was like, well, how are we gonna be the Jackson 5 without Jermaine? And he's like, Jermaine made his choice, and they kind of looked at the way if you look closely, like at the three brothers that were left outside of Michael, they kind of looked at it like, oh my goodness, like, yeah, but they were still kind of scared to say anything to Joe there at that moment. Yeah. And he had the two guys that were working for Michael with the first album. They were even kind of nervous when they were talking to Joe. Yeah, so that's one thing about there's one thing about intimidation. One of my friends told me about, like, well, you remember, like, the children of Israel. How were the Egyptians afraid of them when Israel outnumbered them? It's because the Egyptians had that intimidation, and they made Israel afraid of them. The same way Joe made Michael and his brothers and his mother afraid of him. So that's intimidation really can really take effect there. Yeah, and it can be hard to overcome that there. Yep. So, ooh boy, yeah. I definitely kind of could relate to that with certain people I've encountered there. Yeah. So that's one thing. Other thing you gotta be careful of too. It's I think in the other parts of the movie that, like, I know he did Thriller, Off the Wall. There will probably be a sequel to this movie, right? They Yeah, it's I think it's gonna go past Bad there, because he ended the movie with him doing Bad, which was 1988, and that same year I was born, and also the same year, you remember the movie Moonwalker?
Yeah.
Same movie that movie came out, kind of promoting Bad, so we probably are gonna get. Starting from Bad, probably going to get a good look at. I'm not saying they're going to play the whole movie Moonwalker, but a little bit of that. And chances are, some people are speculating that this is going to go into some angry moments with Michael there. Yeah. Well, a lot of stuff that started happening in the '90s and stuff like that there. Yeah. So like I bet you they probably gonna cover his marriage to Elvis's daughter there.
Yeah, Lisa Marie Presley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Nice. Yep. I've actually seen some clips of, like, where they were in the interviews. Then they had to say Michael was kind of being playful with her in the interview there. But Lisa, and then also Debbie, the one that gave him, his children there. Hey, Debbie. Yeah.
Saying that they're not really Michael's kids because they don't have a drip of black in them.
They don't have the what in them now?
They're not really Michael's children because they don't have any blackness in them. A drip of black in them.
Well, as far as I know, he, like, with the first two, I think it was Prince and Paris. First, now I'm not sure what the deal was behind, how them coming out like that. Because sometimes you do have some very unusual births. Sometimes you have that. I don't know if you ever heard about this, but there was a black couple, man and the woman, both of them were black. And they had I think like one or two black kids, and the third child they had by birth came out white, and it made a news report. So you never is a. I mean, I'm not saying that you. I mean, it could be maybe there's something I don't know, but there's a lot. There's a lot. You never know what could be what. Sometime. Yeah. But it's a lot of possibilities there. But like you say, but some strange things do happen sometimes. Yep. But like I say, but the important thing is that he did love the children, even if they aren't biological. I mean, he did love them, and a lot of the children that came to that Neverland Ranch and everything now. So he definitely, yeah. That part we do know for a fact there. Yeah. That's, I know Macaulay Culkin defended him a lot there. Say, especially what I've been seeing on Google there. Yes. Yep. But that's probably what the sequel will cover, a lot of that there. So yeah. I think it's pretty much all I got there. I mean, because the movie was real straightforward there. I mean, from beginning to end. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
I hope there's a part 2.
Yep, that's what That's what I'm hoping for too. There, want to see what they come up with there. Yeah. Did you also did you notice that Janet Jackson was not in? Didn't want to be in this movie? No, because that's why they never did mention anything about. They mentioned LaToya, but they never did mention Janet. Yeah, so she actually declined being in the movie. Yeah, there's I haven't seen them, but there are videos that explain why. That's released on YouTube and stuff. So yeah, there's to say. Like you say, that's who knows, but yeah, but they definitely but LaToya was definitely front and center with the boys a lot there. Yeah, yeah, and I also kind of like him bit how he takes in a lot of kids at Neverland. They sort of foreshadowed that with the
That's the fun amusement part for Michael and everybody.
Oh, that. Yeah, it sort of.
Go off.
Oh, okay. They sort of foreshadowed his connection with kids at the hospital. They sort of foreshadowed that a lot with him, the hospital and also the toy store. Yeah, when I saw him at the toy store scene, I was like, that's pretty much me going down the toy aisle of Walmart every time I go in Walmart, or when we had Toys R Us back here in Shreveport.
I miss Toys R Us. Do you?
Man, that was paradise. Toys R Us is a kid paradise. The what now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another toy.
That's
Another Toys R Us.
I got a lot of my Toys R Us and KB Toys were two places that I went to a lot as a kid. That's where I got a lot of my Transformers back in the day there. Yeah. Yep. But that was. Ooh, I hate that they took Toys R Us away. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I think. Yeah, cause they took it away from Shreveport, and then we had one in Boulder. They took it away. So. Yeah, but that was But yeah, that's what that toy store scene kind of made me think of me in Toys R Us. Yeah, so it's yeah, he was definitely a child at heart there. No, if he was still alive, man, I really wish we we could meet him now if he was still alive there. And I bet you he would have been cool to hang out with there. And just imagine, hey, it's us with the Miracle Crew, and we got Michael Jackson with us today. Yeah, that would be fire there. Yep. Had you ever imagined meeting Michael before?
Yeah.
Well, I actually had a dream that I went to church with Michael one time. Say me.
Yeah.
Me and Christina there. So yeah, that's yeah. And ironic, Steve Harvey had took Michael to church once.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep. So, but I think that's pretty much all I got to. That's all I got to say. About the movie and Michael, you know, say, yeah, definitely looking forward to a sequel there. Yeah, this a yeah, like they say, it was this movie was definitely a thriller. Yeah, yeah, I like the recreation of Thriller there, so that was really good there. Mm-mm. So, I guess if there's nothing, was there before I wrap? Was there anything else there?
Okay.
Was there anything else you had to add before I wrap it up there?
I can't wait to see your surprise with me and Juggling with Damos.
But
Even though it doesn't have anything to do with Michael.
oh, okay. Oh, yes, yes. Right,
So,
right. Yep. All right. But yeah, with them. So
I have a name for it. It's called like um childhood des- childhood childhood besties me and Juggling with Damos. Childhood besties.
okay. Okay. Well, yeah. That's something. All right. So all right. Well, I guess to say without further ado, all that said, there. Yeah, make sure say definitely everybody y'all if y'all hadn't seen it already, definitely go check out the Michael movie and be on the lookout for a possible sequel. And like I say, definitely make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and everything. You know, and that's really so you can be alerted when videos come up like this. Also, definitely get our available books and support us on Patreon. Which will also help support the Miracle Crew. Yours truly, King Gabe, Queen Tina, Big Sis Casey, Janara Nelons, of course, and EJ the Supreme. And be sure to hang out with us on Discord, Facebook, and apparently now Zoom Meets. So since we got Zoom Meets up and running there. And also, let's tell you stuff on the McCary app. And we'll see y'all in the next video. Y'all take care, everybody. Peace out. We'll be moonwalking out there. See y'all later, everybody.